Today, we're going to see what would happen if former NBA stars were back in their prime. The Philadelphia 76ers have prime James Harden at a 95. The Milwaukee Bucks have Brook Lopez at an 87 overall. The Chicago Bulls have both Nikola Vucevic and Andre Drummond at 86s, solidifying their front court, and DeMar DeRozan goes up a couple overalls to 88. The Cavs have prime Ricky Rubio at an 85 overall to be a good backup point guard for them. The Boston Celtics get prime Al Horford to even further stack up what is a great roster. The Clippers, they get prime Russ, prime PG, prime Batum, prime Kawhi. Yeah, this roster should definitely be able to make some noise, and so should the Memphis Grizzlies with 22-year-old prime Derrick Rose playing alongside Ja Morant. The Atlanta Hawks, they didn't really get anybody. The Miami Heat have prime Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry, so they should definitely be contenders in the East. Yeah, sorry Hornets fans. Prime Gordon Hayward's probably not going to cut it for y'all. I don't think y'all are making it to the playoffs. The Sacramento Kings are the Sacramento Kings. The Knicks don't really get affected by this. The Lakers get 99 overall. LeBron James and AD is also at a 94. The Orlando Magic and Dallas Mavericks don't really get any significant upgrades. The Brooklyn Nets have Ben Simmons back in his prime. It's crazy when you consider that his prime was when he was 22 years old. The Denver Nuggets have prime Lob City DeAndre Jordan. The Indiana Pacers don't really get much help. Same for the Pels. The Detroit Pistons also don't get too much help. They're mostly a young squad. Raptors, Rockets, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all kind of got cooked by this video. The Spurs, I mean, they've got Wemby, but they didn't get anybody in their prime. The Suns get prime Kevin Durant. Of course, he's still really good at basketball right now. The Oklahoma City Thunder get prime Victor Oladipo, so he should be able to help them. Maybe they'll be in the playoffs. The Minnesota Timberwolves get prime Mike Conley and prime Rudy Gobert on their squad. The Blazers, sorry Dame, still not getting any more help. The Golden State Warriors get prime Chris Paul, prime Steph, prime Clay, prime Draymond. They're about to be crazy in this video. And the Wizards, I'm sorry, Wizards fans. But we also have some free agents. You've got Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin, John Wall, Kemba, Iggy, Serge, Goran Dragic, Rudy Gay, Kelly Oubre Jr., George Hill. There's some guys who teams could pick up. And also, this is the roster I used for this video. If you want to check it out for yourself, it's on Next Gen. Anyway, we're going to turn off salary cap and hard cap so that these free agents could sign wherever they'd like, and also because so many players are in their prime, the league would basically just break if we didn't have salary cap off. So Dwight Howard, speaking of breaking the league, he's going to be signing with the Golden State Warriors. They're about to be incredible. And then you've got the Houston Rockets who picked up Blake Griffin. He should be able to help out, maybe accelerate their rebuild a little bit. The Detroit Pistons pick up John Wall, moving Cade Cunningham to the bench. Kemba Walker is back in Boston running point guard. The Pelicans slide BI to the bench and pick up Iggy to start at small forward. The New York Knicks pick up Serge Ibaka. He should be able to help their defense, but Randall is going to the bench. The T-Wolves pick up Goran Dragic to be their sixth man. And the Lakers, they pick up Rudy Gay to run some sixth man for them. Also, 2K's got Christian Wood at a 79 this year. That's kind of crazy, man. And the Portland Trailblazers pick up the greatest husband of all time, Tristan Thompson. At the end of the season, Kevin Love was named the MVP. Out of everybody, we had 99 overall LeBron James, and Kevin Love won MVP, Dwight won DPOY, KD won Clutch Player of the Year. That's a new thing in this year's 2K, and Steve Kerr was Coach of the Year. But K-Love winning the MVP is crazy in this type of league with all these great players. I mean, no disrespect to Kevin Love, he's a dog for sure, but that's wild. Also, if you didn't notice, the All-NBA teams are positionless now. That's how it's going to be in real life, so that's how it is in 2K. So that's a cool little new feature. It's cool how they added Clutch Player of the Year. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the standings. Number one in the Eastern Conference was the Miami Heat. They had Kevin Love, who's apparently the best player in the league. The Philadelphia 76ers were second, Boston was third, the Bucks were fourth, and the Atlanta Hawks were fifth. So it looks like 2K still loves the Atlanta Hawks, even in 2K24. Out west, you've got the Golden State Warriors, no big surprise there. The Clippers are also in the mix as the 2nd seed. The Grizzlies are the 3rd seed with John D. Rose. The Suns are 4th, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are 5th. Now that you have an idea of how the teams are looking, let's check out some of the individual player stats. James Harden ended up leading the league in scoring this year. Prime Harden was most definitely getting to the buckets. And then you also had Russell Westbrook leading the league in assists. No big surprise there. You know Russell Westbrook used to fill up the stat sheet. I mean, he still does. Dwight Howard led the league in rebounds. Andre Drummond was up there as well. Also, I'm going to check out the three-point percentage, see who was really knocking it down from the three-point line. And the league leader was Malik Monk. He was getting buckets. Steph Curry was up there to no surprise. So was Clay. You also had guys like Luke Kennard, Isaiah Joe, Jamal Murray ends up rounding out the top 10. Now that we're done looking through the stats, let's get into the first round. We'll see if we get any Game 7s that we can simcast here. That's what we're hoping for. I'd love to see some gameplay of these prime players. And in round number 1, it looks like we will have a Game 7 here between Memphis and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's going to be the first one that we check out. And the Grizzlies, of course, have John D. Rose. We saw a matchup between the Lakers and Grizzlies over this past season where the Lakers ended up winning. But let's see what happens in this one. It looks like the Grizzlies, they're going to get their revenge. They win by 20 points here. Ja Morant, I mean, nobody really played too crazy on Memphis, but nobody did on LA as well. So that was enough for a Memphis Grizzlies dub. And the Grizzlies are going to move on to round number 2. And it looks like we've also got a Game 7 between the Phoenix Suns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's surprising to see that the T-Wolves have gotten here, forcing a Game 7, but we'll see if they can go ahead and pull out the win against a stacked Sun squad. And in Game 7, the Suns, they lose by 40. Oh my goodness, what happened? The Suns, I guess they just didn't have enough depth. They lost by 40 points. Goran Dragic was hooping. Ant-Man was hooping. Cat was hooping. Oh my goodness. Everybody was playing well. You had some Nas Reed buckets. Yeah, it was over for the Phoenix Suns. They got cooked. Round number 2, we got the Timberwolves and Warriors. Sorry, T-Wolves. You might be watching the rest of the playoffs from your couch. You got the Clippers and the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like this one could potentially go either way, but the Clippers probably have the better team on paper. Bucks taking on the Miami Heat. We've definitely seen this matchup quite a few times in real life. And then we have the Cavs taking on the Chicago Bulls. I'm surprised that the Bulls ended up making it to round number 2. They actually upset the 2-seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Anyway, Golden State's going to easily beat the T-Wolves, but we do have a competitive series between the Clippers and the Memphis Grizzlies. This one's going 7. And in Game 7, it's the Los Angeles Clippers. They're going to win by 21 points. We haven't had like any close Game 7s. Teams have just been blowing out each other in these Game 7s. But Russell Westbrook, he's having a huge playoff run. It was kind of a rough Game 7 for him, but hey, they were able to get the dub and they're advancing to the next round. Derrick Rose had 29, but nobody else really showed up for the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, Ja Morant, he didn't even give them 10 points. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster for Memphis. You need more from Ja, and Ja actually kind of struggled in these NBA playoffs. But now our conference finals matchups are set. We got the Clippers and the Warriors. And also real quick, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate if you consider subscribing. But anyway, we also had the Cavs and the Miami Heat. I must have really underestimated MVP K Love because he's led his team all the way to the conference finals. And it looks like they're about to make it to the finals to take on Golden State. And yeah, they get it done in a gentleman's sweep. The Warriors see Dwight Howard win conference MVP, and the Heat see Kevin Love win conference MVP. So we could have a battle of the bigs here in the NBA Finals. Of course, the Warriors also have, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. But we'll see how this series goes. It's all tied up at 1 apiece. Heat are going to take a 2-1 lead. They're going to take a 3-1 lead. But the Warriors take the next game. Let's see if they can force 7 here. It looks like they will. The Golden State Warriors looking to be on the other side of a 3-1 comeback. The good side of a 3-1 comeback, if you will. And yeah, they were clicking on all cylinders as they got a big win there. Game 7. Will the Miami Heat blow this 3-1 lead? Yes, they will. The Golden State Warriors pull off the 3-1 comeback. Draymond Green has 11 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and other guys were scoring a lot. Kevin Love did all he could, but his Miami Heat ultimately did not come out on top, and it's the Golden State Warriors with CP3, Dwight Howard, Clay, Dre. Yeah, they've got an absolutely great squad, and Dwight Howard is named the Finals MVP. But that's not even where things get crazy, because it's time for free agency, and remember, salary cap is off, so we could see a ton of player movement. After 11 days of free agency, Chris Paul is a Laker. Kawhi and PG return to the Clippers. Dwight leaves the Warriors for the Nets. John Wall and Blake Griffin also go to the Lakers. And Bron and AD are still there as well. The Raptors sign a bunch of players. They got Kemba, Debo, and also Victor Oladipo. And the Lakers, they re-signed Rudy Gay. This free agency was wild, but I think the two biggest winners, at least just looking at it real quickly, are the Lakers and the Raptors. And the Lakers, they have 590 plus players. Ridiculous. And the Toronto Raptors, they didn't get any 90 pluses in free agency. Also, the Warriors, of course, are still players here as they picked up Drummond to replace Dwight Howard. But Toronto, they bring back DeRozan. They pick up Kemba. They pick up Victor Oladipo. It was definitely a big free agency for them as well. But despite all the player movement, some things don't change. Kevin Love was named MVP once again. Goran Dragic won six-man. Dwight took home another DPOY. Tyrese Halliburton won Most Improved, and Jalen Green was the clutch player of the year. But Steve Kerr, he ended up winning that Coach of the Year. That's the second year in a row, so it looks like the Warriors will definitely be players in this year's NBA playoffs as they look to repeat as champions. But I'm also interested to see how that Lakers squad did, because on paper they look like the best team in the entire league. But they actually ended up finishing second in the Western Conference. But we'll check out the East real quick. The East, Miami's number 1, Boston is number 2. The Raptors, with their big pickups, end up being the number 3 seed. The Nets are 4th with Dwight Howard, and the Cavs are 5th. And then checking out the Western Conference, you got the Golden State Warriors sitting at number 1. The Lakers at number 2 with their stacked squad. They got John Wall coming off the bench. Then you've got the Nuggets, the Rockets, and you also have the Clippers sitting at the 3 seed. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. This is going to be an exciting playoffs. Will that Lakers super team be able to get a ring? Can the Warriors repeat? But before we get into that, I just want to check out the points per game leaders. I'm not even going to go too deep into it. I don't want to look too much at these stats, but it was Luka leading the league in scoring and Jalen Green round out the top 10. All right, let's get to these playoffs. I'm too excited. We got to get these started. And in round number 1, we've got a ton of competitive series, especially in the Eastern Conference. We've got quite a few Game 7s over there. We've also got a Game 7 between the Clippers and OKC in the West. But the first Game 7 we're going to check out is the one between Philadelphia and Toronto. The Raptors, after stacking up on all of this talent, are looking to beat the Philadelphia 76ers and go on to round 2. But the Sixers, after being upset by the 7-seeded Bulls last year, end up finally moving on to round number 2 behind big performances from Joel Embiid and James Harden. Our next Game 7 is between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets, after the Dwight Howard edition, are becoming contenders in this year's NBA playoffs, and they're going to go ahead and advance to round number 2. They pretty much had control of this game all the way through, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, despite trying to make a late comeback effort, couldn't do it. Dwight Howard is just too dominant. He has been a major player in this simulation. He won the Finals MVP last season and helped the Warriors make it there to win that chip. He was a big pickup for them, but the Warriors, they're also still pushing, even without Dwight Howard. They're the number 1 seed this year. You've got the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Los Angeles Clippers facing off. Russell Westbrook taking on his former team, and he's going to go ahead and beat them to move on to round number 2. Russell Westbrook has a big performance. Paul George was absolutely great as well. Kawhi with only 16 points, but it didn't matter. They got the win, and we got a battle of LA in round 2. But before that, we got one more Game 7. The Hawks looking to upset the number 1 seeded Miami Heat. But the Heat, after making that finals run, aren't going to go down in round number 1 to the 8 seed. It definitely was a close call there, though, as I guess the Heat picked up Jeremy Grant, and he dropped 27 in Game 7. Now all of our round 2 matchups are set. We got the Golden State Warriors taking on the Denver Nuggets. We've got the battle of LA Clippers, Lakers. The Lakers with an absolutely stacked team taking on a really good Clippers squad. The Miami Heat taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Ben Simmons is at a 90 overall in the simulation. We got the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers facing off. And the Sixers, they ended up picking up Nick Batum to play on that wing spot for them. I think that's actually a really solid pickup for them. But anyway, we do have some close series, but it looks like those are going on in the Eastern Conference. Out west, the Lakers and Warriors made easy work of their opponents. And ultimately, we didn't even see any Game 7s in round 2. But we do have some exciting conference finals matchups, the Lakers versus the Warriors and the Celtics versus the Nets. Can Dwight Howard take down a powerhouse Boston team? And this Lakers-Warriors series is just a battle of two super teams. And the Warriors and Lakers are going back and forth. Ultimately, though, it's going to be the Warriors winning in 6, while we have a Game 7 between Boston and Brooklyn. And in Game 7, it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets, Dwight Howard leading his team to the finals to take on his former team, the Warriors. He wins the conference MVP, and for Golden State, it's Steph Curry winning the conference MVP. Warriors will have a chance to repeat against the Brooklyn Nets here, but the Nets, they have a really good defensive team, so we'll see if they can get the job done. The spacing on that team would be garbage, though. You got Rudy Gobert, Ben Simmons, and Dwight Howard starting, but early on, it's Brooklyn up 2-0. The Warriors will bounce back and take the next 2, and in game number 5, we get our first hop-in game of the video. Warriors are up by 1 here. Steph Curry has the ball. Steph gonna swing it to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, that is a wild shot! The shot clock wasn't even over yet, but Andre Drummond gets the rebound, gives it back to Klay Thompson. Klay gives the ball to Steph Curry. Curry working on Dwight Howard, pulls the 3, and it's good. Oh my goodness. Steph Curry knocks down the huge 3. Do the Brooklyn Nets have an answer here? Goran Dragic. Oh, a nice cut by Mikal Bridges. And it is a 2-point game here. Golden State Warriors have the ball. Steph Curry just hit a big 3 for them. Will he be able to deliver again? Curry working on Goran Dragic. He's going to get the screen from Drummond. Step it back, and it's good. Steph Curry to put the Warriors up by 5. Another big 3. He's knocked down back-to-back 3s in this fourth quarter. Now he's defending Goran Dragic, who gets the screen. Dragic has the ball, looking to get to the basket, swings it to Dwight Howard, who makes the layup and makes it a 3-point game. Can Steph Curry deliver another haymaker in clutch time? He swings it to Klay, who gives it to Iggy. I didn't even know Iggy was on the squad. Draymond gives it back to Iguodala. Iguodala over to Curry. Curry for 3. He's hit 3 in a row. Bro, he's different. He just knocked down 3 threes in a row. It might be wraps for y'all. Y'all need a bucket. The Nets desperately got to score here. Goran Dragic has the ball, defended by Steph Curry. A nice little curl off the screen there from Jayshawn Tate. Tate gonna, oh man, he almost turned it over. Bridges short jumper misses. Now both teams are fighting for the ball here, and the Warriors come up with it. Steph Curry, he's running in transition. He lays it up. That's 11 straight points for Steph Curry in clutch time. He didn't even miss in clutch time. Oh my goodness. The Nets, I don't even know what they were supposed to do there. Steph Curry was just deep in his bag. He's having a crazy playoff run for the Golden State Warriors, and now they're 1 game away from repeating as NBA champions. Are they going to be able to get the job done here in game number 6? We'll see. We're going to hop into the same cast once again, and this time the Warriors get it done in more convincing fashion. Dwight Howard and Ben Simmons had huge games. Ben Simmons has become much more of a scorer in this simulation, but ultimately him and Dwight Howard's efforts aren't enough as the Warriors win the NBA championship, and to no surprise, Steph Curry is your finals MVP. Now it's time for free agency, where the league could absolutely shake up. The Warriors might get Giannis. Oh man, things can get crazy. And the Sixers, they're going to pick up Jason Tatum and KD. The Warriors do actually end up getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Sixers also re-sign Harden. Oh my goodness, man. The Sixers look stacked. The Warriors are most definitely stacked. They just picked up Giannis after winning the chip and brought back Draymond and Andre Drummond. Bro, it might be wraps for the league. Okay, the Sixers are crazy, though. The wing play of Tatum and KD, and then you've also got Embiid and Harden. And then the Warriors, they've got Giannis, Clay, Draymond, Drummond, Curry. That team is ridiculous as well. But you've also got to remember the Lakers. They went crazy in free agency last year. We'll see how this goes. But Steph Curry is named the MVP of the league this year. Ja Morant, 6-man. I guess he's backing up Derrick Rose. Paul George takes home the DPOY, and Dame takes home clutch player. Steve Kerr, 3rd year in a row, winning coach of the year. Let's see if the Warriors can actually get 3 chips in a row. I mean, they picked up Giannis after winning the chip, so there's definitely a chance. That's like picking up Kevin Durant after you won 73 games. I mean, you'd just be unstoppable. Imagine if a team did that. Let's check out the standings, though. Philadelphia 76ers are number 1 in the Eastern Conference. It makes sense why. Really good team. The Cavs are number 2. The Nets are number 3. Dwight Howard looking to get another chip. The Pistons are 4th. And the Miami Heat are the 5th seed. Out west, we got the Warriors at number 1, the Lakers at number 2, just like last season. The Blazers are actually number 3. That's surprising. The Kings are 4th, and then at 5th, you have the Houston Rockets. So it should be another really exciting year of playoff matchups. Hopefully we get some Game 7s in round number 1, and I really hope we have some games that we can jump into in these playoffs. It looks like the Warriors and Kings are going to make easy work of their matchups in the Western Conference. OKC's going to advance. Detroit's going to advance. We also see the Lakers advance. But we do end up getting a Game 7 between Philadelphia and New York. But before that, we've got to check out this Raptors-Nets Game 7. Dwight Howard looking to advance into round number 2. Dwight has been really good in this video, but unfortunately, he's going to go down to the Toronto Raptors. And I mean, the Ben Simmons-Dwight duo was crazy. That's such a weird fit for a duo, but it was cool to see them make a little bit of noise. The Raptors do go ahead and advance to round 2. Next up, we got the Hornets and the Cavs. The 2-7 matchups. The Hornets actually making some noise. I remember at the start I was talking about how they might not do too well, but here they are with a chance to make it into the second round, and we've got a close one here. Hornets down by 1 point, a little over 1:30 to go. LaMelo is going to get the screen. LaMelo pulls the short jumper and hits it. All right, there you go. LaMelo going to take the 1 point lead as the Hornets look to pull off the upset. The little step back. Oh no, he faked the step back, pass it down to Evan Mobley, who lays it up and in. Cavs are back up by 1. Do the Hornets have another answer? Brandon Miller has it. He's going to swing it to Gordon Hayward. Hayward in the corner with the shot clock winding down, going to pull the 3 ball, and he misses it. But the rebound by Clint Capella, and Clint Capella smokes the layup. Now the Cavs moving in transition here, pass it to Bayless. Bayless is going to lay it in, and the Cavs are up by 3. Hornets need a bucket here to stay in the game. LaMelo Ball trying to get a bucket, working on his man, getting to the basket. He's got the smaller Donovan Mitchell on him, and he's going to get inside for the layup. So the Hornets are very much in this. They're going to decide to send the Cavs to the free throw line. Donovan Mitchell steps up to the line. He's going to hit both free throws. Cavs up by 3 here. Hornets need a bucket. Less than 30 seconds to go. LaMelo gonna pull another short jumper and miss it. It looks like he might have had the layup. The big man might have wanted to roll there. I don't know, but the Hornets kind of blew that opportunity. Donovan Mitchell once again knocks down some more free throws. So if the Hornets hit a 3 here, they might have a chance. We'll see if they can do something. LaMelo gonna give it over to Brandon Miller, over to Hayward. Hayward's gonna miss it. Yeah, this game is wraps. He just missed a layup. GG's, bro. The Cavs are gonna move on. The Hornets were real close to pulling off the comeback, but unfortunately, they weren't able to get it done in Game 7. So, sorry Charlotte fans, but the Cavs are gonna win. We always see the Cavs do their thing in 2K, so it would have been cool to see the Hornets make a bit of noise, but hey, they got close. We saw a cool LaMelo bucket, I guess. We've got one more first round matchup to check out. New York versus Philadelphia. The 8th seeded New York Knicks, who don't look very good on paper, are somehow taking the Sixers to a Game 7. And the Sixers have a super team, but it must have been some type of fluke because the Sixers won by almost 40. I mean, the Knicks, they scored 30 points in the first half. We should have known it was over. Yeah, it was a disaster class for them, and they ended up losing. Now our round number 2 matchups are set. How many times have about voice cracking in this video, bro. It's getting ridiculous. Kings versus Warriors here, though. Sorry, Sacramento fans. I think y'all already know what's about to happen. Lakers versus Thunder, same thing. Sorry, Thunder fans. I think y'all know what's about to happen. The Sixers versus Pistons. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pistons fan. There's some obvious teams that look like they're going to come out of these matchups, if I'm being honest with y'all. Probably the most even one is this Cavs and Raptors matchup, so we'll see if that one ends up being close. But outside of that, I think I know how these series are about to go. Yeah, Lakers and Warriors are looking to move on. Lakers finished their series in a gentleman's sweep. Warriors, okay, maybe the Kings will make some noise. Nah, Warriors get out of there in 6. Cavs beat the Raptors in 5, and the Sixers beat the Pistons in 6. So our conference finals are set. Lakers versus Warriors. I think this is the second time we've seen this matchup. And then Philadelphia versus Cleveland. We've got a lot of super teams at this point in the video, so I'm excited to see some of these super teams facing off. The Lakers get an early 2-0 lead against Golden State, but of course the Warriors have to bounce back. They're going to tie it up at 2 apiece. They're going to take the lead, and the Warriors win in 6. They're back in the finals, a chance to win their 3rd championship. Donovan Mitchell is here as well with the Cleveland Cavaliers, so a Warriors-Cavs matchup here. But the Warriors with Giannis, man, oh my goodness. A Steph and Giannis duo would be ridiculous. And early on, the Warriors are dominating. They're up 3-0 in this series. Cavs are going to take a game. Cavs are going to take 2 games. Maybe they can pull off the 3-0 comeback. Let's simcast to this game 6, and we've got a close one. The Cleveland Cavaliers are down by 2 here. Warriors are going to inbound the ball to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis has it. He's going to pass it to Andre Drummond over to Steph Curry. Curry, defended by Donovan Mitchell, just going to blow right past him and make the easy layup. Curry's been taken over in clutch time of these hop-in games. Donovan Mitchell has it. We've seen Donovan Mitchell have his fair share of clutch moments in real life. He's trying to work on Klay Thompson. Can't really get anything going. They're going to reset the ball, give it to Darius Garland, who pops the 3 and misses it. Golden State Warriors get the rebound. They're up by 4 here. Giannis Antetokounmpo pushing it, gives it to Steph Curry. Curry, he has the lane to work with, but he's going to step it back for 3, and he's going to miss it. I have to admit, the animations look really fluid this year. Like that little step back, it looked fire, man. Anyway, Cavs have possession of the ball. Darius Garland trying to work his way to the basket, and he does. So the Cleveland Cavaliers back within 2 points here. Big bucket by Darius Garland. But does Steph Curry have an answer? He's going to get down the lane, float one up. Oh my goodness, he's cooking. The Warriors back up by 4 points. Curry's got 13 in the 4th. He's just unstoppable in this game, I guess. Darius Garland, he's going to pass it. That was a beautiful find to Jonathan Isaac on the cut. And the Cavs, they're hanging in here. Warriors and Cleveland just going back and forth. We've seen this movie before with some of the some different players, you know, of course, because Bron was in a lot of these finals. Anyway, Klay Thompson going to knock one down, and the Warriors are up by 5. Bro, this Warriors team is ridiculous. They've got shooting. They've got guys who can score around the rim. They've got rebounding. They've got everything. That being said, the Cavs are looking to overcome all of that and pull off a 3-0 comeback, but they've got to win this game to keep their season alive. Darius Garland going to pull the mid-range, and he misses. It's not looking good for Cleveland as the clock is about to tick under a minute left, and the Warriors have possession. And Curry, he's going to pass it. Man, that shot should have gone. Rudy Gay really sold there. Darius Garland has the ball. This is really one of his last chances to keep his team in it, and Steph Curry for some reason is going to foul there. So Darius Garland, a good free throw shooter, going to the line where he knocks down both shots, and all of a sudden the Cavs are back in it. You get a stop in the 3 here. You could send it to overtime potentially. We'll see how this goes. Steph Curry has the ball. He's going to give it to Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay's going to get the screen. Rudy going to pull the 3. Why is Rudy Gay taking the shot? Oh, it was in and out. But the Cleveland Cavaliers' door is open now as they are down by 3 points and have possession of the ball. Plenty of time to work with. 23 seconds on the clock. Can they make something happen? Can they make a big play here? Let's see. I'm very excited to see what Cleveland is cooking up. They're going to inbound the ball. They're going to give it to Darius Garland. Darius Garland crosses the timeline as he's defended by Steph Curry. Darius Garland, is he going to pass it? Yep, he's going to D. Mitch, who's open for three, and Mitchell misses it. That was probably their last chance at it, and they blew it. The Warriors are going to the free throw line, and it's Steph Curry, so it's about as close to a guaranteed 2 points as you can get. And yeah, Steph knocks down both free throws, putting the Warriors up by 5 with 11 seconds. We'll see if the Cavs can knock down a 3 or something, because then maybe they'd have a chance. They're going to give it to Evan Mobley. Yeah, GG's, bro. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to lose this one, and the Warriors absolutely dominated this entire video. Steph Curry went crazy, and the Warriors just found a way to add more and more talent. Even if they lost guys, they found new players to add to the squad, and they won all 3 chips in the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making it for y'all. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.